Alright, I'm going to take this bike out for a spin. I'm going to go to Whole Foods in Simsbury. It's pretty far from Southington. It's a little bit of a ride. Try to make it interesting. I'll probably go a different way. Oh, this is the bike I put the new front end on, and so maybe I'll talk about the bike as I go along. All right, let's get out of here. Let me get this thing started. There you go. Let's get this. She's a loud little. The Cetos exhausts, they get a little loud as they get older. You know, the padding in there gets a little dirty, and the sound dampening, whatever is in it, gets oily and sooty. It loses its dampening abilities as it gets old. All right. Well, this is my second time out, believe it or not. You know, I did a ton of work on this bike, and when I got to the next corner from here, the bike started following out on me. And it was because I thought it was something maybe stuck in a jet, so I cleaned out the jets. It wasn't that, and I was like, geez, man, I'm sure this bike is good. I mean, I rebuilt it. And then, you know what it was? It was a spark plug went. I bought some new spark plugs because the NGK spark plugs aren't available around here at the local stores anymore. So I bought a different brand, and it went. So I went home. No, I had another one in here in the bike, so I switched it. It ran right away. I gapped it, and I did everything to it. And put, you know, when I went to get a new one, and I put it in here for backup, because I'm not going to go out anywhere without a backup plug in here. I'm not going to get caught somewhere, you know, with my pants down somewhere. So go for a little ride. I'll talk about the bike. You know, all my bikes I have quite a connection with because I put quite a lot of work into them. They have like stories behind them, you know? Like this one. This poor thing, you know, nobody could get the engine to run right. It kept blowing up. They kept taking it to all kinds of shops and nobody could get it to work. The engine would blow up. Piston would seize up. And, the bike was kitted and everything, but even with really good mechanics, it would just keep going. So he had a P200 and he just had enough, and he wanted me to put the front end of this bike on his P200. So, you know, he dropped both bikes over and I switched the front ends. You know, I painted the headset to match his, and I did a nice job. Really nice. It looked really pretty. It was a pearl white bike, P200, pearl white with all the pipes on it and everything. Very, very pretty bike. You know, fully piped with all the crash bars everywhere. It was very, very pretty. And I put it on. It was really nice. It worked really nice. And so this bike was left with no front end and a bust in a blown engine. So he sold me it for $600, and I took it, and I put his P200 front end on it, and I painted the heads. I fixed it all up, put it on there on this bike, and I ran it, and I rebuilt the motor, and I found out the issue was there's this extension piece kind of. You can buy a fuel adjustment for the idle in the back that has a little extension piece that almost sticks out of the box, makes it really easy to turn. Well, someone had that modified one in there, and the tip broke inside the carburetor, which caused it to lean to not be getting enough fuel. And then on top of that, the oil line where it connects to the oil box was pinched at the bottom, right at the nipple, and where you couldn't see it. And I fixed those two things in the engine and rebuilt the motor, and the motor was fine. And it was really hard to find that because I had to really take everything apart, the oil box, really look at everything, scour through it, because it had to have an issue somewhere. And now she's a good little bike. You know, I put my reed valve on it, but I do it different for myself than I do it for other people because I don't want to cut their reed valve manifold, because it comes with a separator for two pedals, and I don't want to cut it for them because I usually make the double one that copies the double one there in carbon fiber. But me, I cut the center out and I make one big pedal, you know, and it moves out a lot different. It moves out, I mean, I think it's probably better that way, but the other way is good too. I just don't want to chop up their bike because it's really hard to get the oiler, the original one that works with the oiling system, the oil box. The ones available everywhere don't have the oil box one for it. I know this is getting to be a boring conversation. This is for Stella owners. Or, you know, so. Alright, let me get going with the ride. I'm going to stop here for a while. Okay. She's pretty puppy. She's pulling right up this hill, keeping up with traffic. It's a pretty strong hill. I'm pulling right up it. And I'm like 200 pounds. I'm old. Yeah, just ripping right up this hill. There's nothing, you know, this is a very simple setup and it's very pleasing. It's just got a Cedo, it's got my fuel, I did all the fuel things I do to it. It has the, you know, when I work on the, just, you know, a free flow fuel tap, it's got the, it's a basic fuel tap, but it flows better than what came with it. It also has, well, I'm sorry, I'm trying to pay attention to what's around me. It has, I did the fuel system, I did the reed valve, and the exhaust, and that's it. And just a stock cylinder head, and she's pulling me off, pulling me around like I'm nothing. Yeah, that was a pretty big hill. I mean, you can't feel it on here. Hills are hard to sense when you're on camera. It's a pretty scenic area. I think around this bend there's something pretty cool. I'm not sure. No, well, it's not this bend. There's like a restaurant with a really, like, you can see the, you can see a little, see the river behind it. It's kind of cute, kind of nice. Alright, I'm going to stop here. Well, I've been on this road before on another video. Can't go too quick on this road. The police don't play around here. It's a very fancy neighborhood. This is Farmington. Well, you know, I'm thinking about making some other videos. I might make one where I may see if I can port fuel tap myself with the Dremel a little bit. Not all fuel taps have enough meat around the areas where you need to do it. And I'll see if this one, the one I have, does. I also have an old school way of shaving the heads to create more compression. It's kind of a crazy way to do it, and you know, it might be frowned upon because it's kind of odd. But it's an old school way people did when they didn't have any money. And, you know, or you were too young and you didn't have machine shops or whatever around you. People used to do it to, like, go-karts. You'd take the head off, shave it on this way, and put it back on, raise the compression. Try to get to close, with a little over 10 pounds. If you got a lot of balls, close to 11, we also would, but I'm not going to go, I'd never go that far, you know, like, I have a little gauge, and I raised the compression on one of my, on the 150 GS just recently. It had, believe it or not, the P200 cylinder head only had like under 8 pounds, 8-to-1 compression ratio. And it only had like about maybe a drop over 90 pounds per square inch compression, which isn't good. It's modern gas needs about 110 square inch compression to really burn really nice. And it goes from 110 to 130 is nice. Then like 130 to 150 is super performance. You got to be really careful when you go that high. You can't make any mistakes on your jetting. You got to be a perfectionist when it hits high RPMs that it doesn't lean out, you know. But I went from like 90, I raised it to like 115, which brings it into a really good burning zone. I haven't tried the bike out yet. I'm testing this one now. I'm going way too fast for this road. Let me slow down. Start talking, I just let the bike go. This is all farmland here. The town gives a special break for farmers to keep the farms here and the small farms. And you can get produce here at a nice price, really organic, good stuff from little farms around this area. All right. Pretty nice little park over here. This is in Farmington, soccer fields and so forth, baseball fields. There's more of the farm on the other side. There's a farm truck there. It's a parking lot for the farm. I mean for the park. Alright, stop here. Now this road might be a little too quick for this bike. Sometimes people go quite quick on this road. They go quite a bit over 60. The Fireball has no problem here. You know, that's the difference between these two bikes. This one's nice around town. It's got nice gutsy bottom end, you know, and it's got great sound. It does three things pretty fun. It's got nice bottom end grunt power. It's got nice sound, you know. And it's just, and the third one is just, it's like there isn't a third. I guess it's just a pleasure to ride. Well, you know, she's going good. She'll go 55, a little under 60. When I start going over 60, I feel like I'm really pushing the gearing of this bike. You know, you're taking a chance when you hit those kind of RPMs, because now you're going into really high heat. You're heating up the engine quite a bit. Yeah, I'm about they're not going that quick here today. It's not every day. Once in a while you get a bunch of people flying on this road. I'll go right along with them for a while. Alright, up close to Whole Foods. I'm not quite sure how close. Oh, there it is. I'm right there. Okay. It's right after this light. There's a turn here at this light. Okay, this is it. She feels like she could use a little larger idle jet, you know, or maybe me screwing out the idle jet screw just a drop. I might do that here. I'm not getting the sounds I like. I like getting a nice with the idle jet set right. I like to get a little popping sounds when I take my hands off the gas. You hear like a pop, 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 like just a little bit. It means it's getting just the right amount of fuel. If it gets this run over something, it's going over the when you let go, instead of like this, like pop, 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 like that sound. You know, I've been riding a long time. I can feel a lot about what a scooter's doing sometimes just by riding it, you know. All right. Stopping at All Pets Club here to get some pet food. Sorry I didn't film more. I tried to film, but I lost the plug for the sound popped out. So that's how it goes. Right. There you go, some more puppies. I'm stopping in the center of Southington's little center here. I'm gonna get one of those shake drinks, that health drinks that they make here. All right. All right, the scoots are in the shed. Put them away. I lock them up together and I don't know if you can see it, but there's a loop on the ground there, bolted into the wood of the structure, so they're really locked together with a chain to the loop. All right, make it a little hard, you know. Don't make it easy. Everybody, take care, man. Bye. Thanks for hanging on
this long. Bye.